Welcome to part 24, creating the graph components. Beneath the table and tabs creation is the creation of the graphs. So these are the graphs that will appear in the upper right-hand corner of our dashboard. So let's take a look at the code. I'm going to discuss these graph kwargs in just a second. The first thing I want to look at is the creation of the graphs themselves. So if you recall, you can't add Plotly figures directly to a graph. We have to use this dcc.graph component. So we've created three of them, one for cumulative, one for daily, and one for weekly, each with a unique ID. So notice that whenever we created these before, we used the figure parameter to set it equal to the Plotly figure. Now we don't even have a figure parameter here for any of them. So it looks like this will create empty graphs, but what will happen is the callback functions are going to add the figure, and the callback functions in the interactivity part of the Dash application are all called right when the application starts. So the very first, whenever you first load the dashboard, it will invoke the callback functions, which will fill these graphs with a Plotly figure. So we'll go back in here and set the figure parameter to whatever the first default figure is, and that's going to be for the USA. For the country, it's just the country with the most deaths, which will likely be the USA at whatever point in time you're looking at this dashboard. Now we're also going to send in some extra keyword arguments. I didn't talk about this until now, so you can look more over here to figure out all of these arguments, but this just gets rid of this. There's sort of like a little display bar with little tools that you can use, so this just removes that. Setting responsive to true, well, that allows it to be responsive whenever the screen changes. Then it'll make sure to resize the graph and make sure it looks nice whenever anybody resizes the screen. And then we will just give it a class name. So each one of these will be referenced by the same top graphs class name in CSS. Okay, so that's the graph creation. And then we're just going to add them to these tabs. So each graph will go to a respective tab. So we're going to use that same function from above to create those individual tabs. And then we will create an object to hold all of the tabs together like this. Okay, so that is our creation of the graph components.